Hello and welcome back to the 80s Cinema Club. Hello, Alfie. How are you
Dun,
doing?
dun, dun. Hello, Harry. How are you
I
doing?
am.
I can see you on my computer
Oh,
screen.
no way. You can see me on your computer screen.
No,
Well,
I can't.
that,
You can't see me.
listeners, is because this week me and Alfie are recording the podcast remotely.
Wow.
We are usually in the same room together at the same table. But instead, this week, we are doing a test recording. We're using this episode to do a test recording for something special where we need to be able to do a remote podcast. So we hope it doesn't sound too bad. We have been trying to work things out for an hour before we even started
Yes.
recording this, and it still doesn't all seem to be going
Taking a
well.
while.
We think, unless I can fix it in post, that I may be louder than Alfie.
It's possible.
But you'll see when you listen to this, and we hope it isn't too bad that you don't enjoy our thoughts on this week's film, Alfie, which is
Home Alone. No, I'm just kidding. It's Escape from New York.
Escape from New York, made in 1981.
It is, yeah.
It was directed,
Another John Carpenter film.
by John Carpenter, just the man, the myth, the legend who keeps coming back. What's it, third film
does.
now?
Third film, The Thing. Prince
I
of
actually
Darkness,
didn't
no
realise
less.
he directed it until I opened the film and I heard the music and I was like, wait, is this John Carpenter?
Yeah, you could kind of tell, couldn't you? It had that
Yeah.
signature sound.
It stars Kurt Russell as Snake Plissken, Lee Van
Snake
Cleef
Plissken.
as Hawk, Ernest Borgnine as Cabby, Donald Pleasance as the President, Isaac Hayes as the Duke, Henry Dean Stanton as Brain, and Adrian Bardo. I'm gonna say Bardo. I don't care, as Maggie. People's names.
Nice one.
In a
indeed
dystopian
nice.
future, crime is out of control, and New York City, Manhattan, has been turned into a maximum security prison where Air Force One is hijacked and crashed into the island. Snake Plissken, a one-eyed lone assassin, is coerced into bringing the president and his cargo back within 24 hours, or he will die. Yep. The film had a budget of $6 million. How much do you think it made, Alfie?
I think that it made 20 million.
You're close. It made 25.2 million. So
Oh, that's
it's
not
still
too bad, actually.
John
That's
Carpenter
a
loves
decent
making
one.
films on really small budgets, but they do all right, to be honest,
Most of the time, I
considering
think
they
they make
make
money.
more than half their budget. So, like more than their budget
That's
back
true,
even.
yeah.
Yeah. So let's get on to this interesting Kurt Russell film.
Likes and dislikes.
Yes, this is the likes and dislikes of
It is.
Escape from New York, 1981. Did you like anything about
People
this?
probably know that by now. I liked that it was set in 1997.
I mean,
That's the first thing that I see on my sheet, I'll be honest.
why have you written down that you like that it's set in 1997?
Oh, I didn't. I just put set in
Oh, okay.
1997.
Well, firstly, obviously,
I thought the actual...
the thought actual what? So no, you go. You were talking.
this is going to be awkward, trying to
Oh,
figure
no.
this out. Right, I thought the actual idea of it was pretty interesting. The idea that New York had been turned into a prison island. was
Yeah,
quite
like
cool.
the dystopian future.
Yeah. I thought that was quite interesting.
I like that's what I was very intrigued at the start when it was because to be honest, when I'd been this film, by the way, was recommended by a family member a couple months ago when I went to go see them.
They've since disappeared, so this is in homage to them.
Yes, this was
That's why it's a family.
this was their request, and originally I thought, oh, it's just gonna be some like run of the mill action film, but we'll do it because we need films. And as soon as at the beginning where it was like the entire island of Manhattan has been turned into a prison, crime went up 400% and everything like that. I was like, this doesn't seem like a normal action movie, and it wasn't.
Yeah, they definitely put a lot of effort in.
But out the way, the music, obviously, it's made by John Carpenter. You can tell it's made by John Carpenter. It's
for
good,
sure.
but I don't think it necessarily fits as well because I did like the music, but I don't know.
It definitely doesn't feel as strong as it did in films like The Thing or Prince of Darkness, where it really helped to sort of, I don't know, enhance the atmosphere that it was set in. This, it kind of was just there. It
Yeah,
didn't feel
I
like
mean
it did
it was
much.
good. It's still good music, and there was definitely
Oh,
a
it
few
is
bits
so
where it was
good.
good, but yeah, probably a bit overused. I quite liked the prison graphic at the beginning. You know, when it's telling you about it. I thought
Yeah,
that was actually
I've
a
got that
good way
too.
of because it's a very cheap film. Like, well, 6 million. It's not
Yeah.
cheap, but you know.
God, Tory back then.
Oh, wow.
6 million just pocket
Yeah,
change,
just
innit?
cha-ching. Um, no, they needed like I don't know how to put this. Like it was a way of saving money, really. I think because it was probably easier to make than like trying to make the whole set of New York. Like now, budget things with that many budget, it would have
Yeah,
been a lot easier to
probably.
make the sets. But then I guess that was an easy like way out, which I did quite
To
like.
build all of New
Yeah,
York for six
yeah,
million.
exactly. Which the other one I liked was the when the helicopters or the glider are like going around. It never shows the buildings half the time. It shows like the downwards view on the computer screen because
Yeah, which is a pretty smart
yeah,
idea.
because it's like they can just make the buildings look like they're appearing on this computer, like the scanner.
Exactly, yeah. It avoids the need to sort of actually do aerial shots,
Yeah,
which would cost so
and
much
I
money for
think
the
it does
budget
add
at
to
the
kind of
time.
the dystopian thing of it's a bit more high tech than like what was kind
Yeah,
of around, you know.
yeah, more technologically
Yeah.
advanced thing. I also put the actual sort of interfaces shown in the government area aren't too bad. I think it definitely helps, like you're saying, to put across the fact that
Yeah, it's a
this
very
is
yeah.
it is definitely the future, isn't it? I do also find it quite funny that this is that they're very much the idea of films being set far in the future, or not far in the future, but a decent way ahead in the 80s and being entirely different is super common because we've had it with Back to the Future, obviously going to the future and it being like a great, glorious place. We've had this where it's a complete dystopia. Prince of Darkness again, talking about the future in 1999 being some other horrible dystopian.
Yeah.
Maybe it's just that John Carpenter loves the idea of the world crumbling.
Well, I think that's what it is, isn't it? Because he
Just a bit of an
talks about
anarchist.
that there's the I can't remember, was it called like the Apocalypse trilogy or something like that? Like the
Yeah,
three
yeah.
films. I mean,
The
this
Thing and
isn't
Prince of
part of
Darkness
it,
are in.
but you can definitely see how it has elements of that
Yeah.
kind of embedded within it.
I wonder if this almost kind of inspired the idea to create that.
Yeah, maybe.
Because this obviously starts before
Yeah,
all
it
of
kind
it.
of stepped forward with this one being like, this is a good idea. Because I thought it's like, you don't think of it at the time because it is, some very dark things. I mean, it's quite dark to think that 4 crime rose by 400% and an entire island, a city basically, had to
Yeah,
had
it's
to
a
be a
prison.
prison. But there's a bit when you see Snake walking into prison and the woman on the tannoy is you have the option to be terminated and cremated on the premises. So before
Yeah,
going over to
before
the
you can go
island, you
in.
can technically like euthanasia yourself if you don't want to live there.
Yeah, which shows how bad it is. That they're even giving criminals who have been sentenced to
Yeah.
essentially
So
death
most of
on
them
the
get like
island
life
the
sentences.
option to die.
Yeah, you can either go live on the island with all like the maniacs and the criminals, or you can die. You know.
Yeah, you can just get cremated instantly. Trying to read what else I've got. I did like this is skipping a little bit further through the film when we've got Snake sort of I can't remember how far through exactly, but when pardon me the crazies are coming out of the sewer, I thought that was done quite well. It almost felt a bit like something from The Walking Dead with this massive horde of weirdly like unresponsive people just lumbering
Yeah,
through
because they're
the
not
streets
zombies.
like a big
They're not
horde.
zombies, but it's like they talk
No,
about
but
them.
they
It's
kind of
like the
act like it, don't they?
underdwellers. Like they said it's been like a month or
Yeah.
two. They've run out of food, and now they've like come up again.
Now they're hungry. And the actual chase scene with Snake and the crazies wasn't too bad. I
Yeah,
don't
like
think.
the
He's done
when
fairly well.
he's like shooting the wall and kicking it down and then jumping out and things
Yeah,
like that. It all works.
which again leads me on to probably the best part about this is that in that great action scene we'll have had, because obviously the won't be Kurt Russell doing it, but he's
Oh,
amazing
the
stunt double. We've
return
mentioned
of Dick
before.
Warlock.
Dick Warlock, what a great guy. He is in the cast as well as a stunt coordinator, so we know at least, even if it was Kurt Russell, Dick Warlock was
For
in this
anybody
film.
who hasn't listened to the
for that,
episode
it's
of The
great.
Thing we did, Alfie really likes the fact that there's a man called Dick Warlock who is Kurt Russell's personal stunt double for every film.
Yeah, he was for 25 years, and it's honestly probably my favorite thing in the world. That it makes me feel faith in humanity. There's a guy out there called Dick
because it's
Warlock.
John Carpenter, we had a bit of an 80s cinema club team up because Donald Pleasance from The Prince of Darkness,
Yes, we did,
and Kurt Russell from The Thing joined forces in this film,
which I
thought was pretty funny.
That's actually I didn't even pick up on that. I forgot that he was the priest.
He was the priest because he didn't have a name.
He
teamed up with Kurt Russell.
What a weird duo. It's like the John Carpenter multiverse, isn't it? This happens before, so essentially after this you get Kurt Russell goes off and does The Thing. Donald Pleasance goes off and does Prince of Darkness. This is like the prequel to both.
Yeah, and it's like Donald Pleasance was in Halloween before this in the 70s.
God, I didn't realise how many films Donald Pleasance had been in.
They're just John Carpenter films. He's quite an established actor. I thought Kurt Russell does play a good part of being like the no-nonsense action man, I guess.
Yeah, I think he does definitely fit that very well. It's just his persona as well.
Yeah, like he actually doesn't say too much in the film. People tend to talk to him, and he just goes, "Yes." Like I mean, it doesn't go as far as like John Wick when he just practically says nothing in his films except like, "I'm gonna kill you." You know, like very little.
Yeah, but that's
he does.
There is very little said.
But you do seem to still get a good character from him because that's his persona, really.
Yeah, just this military guy essentially who's very, I guess, focused on actually getting out of there alive.
Yeah. I said the Air Force One crash site looks good. Like, he walks through it and it's the final. It does look like a plane's crashed there. It doesn't look like they've just sprinkled a bit of rubble on the on the ground and been like
sprinkling rubble.
Been like, it's a plane definitely crashed there. Don't worry about it.
There's definitely effort put into that. I liked how the president had a pod prepared on his plane as well. Just shows how sort of bad.
Do they actually have one?
The president needs this.
I know, but Air Force One, right? They'll have security measures like that in. And I don't know how it was hijacked. Like,
it's hilarious.
It's the most.
There's this massive crew.
The most secure plane in the world, probably. How did it get broken into?
And I find it even funnier thinking about the fact that this plane's been hijacked, right? And the president still sat there with all of his bodyguards at the meeting table. The bodyguards aren't at the door trying to think about it. There's one guy up there trying to get in, and he's like, no, I can't do anything, sir. You're going to have to get in the pod.
I know. And then they all then sacrifice themselves for the sake of the president. Because they were saying we can't get through the door, right? Surely there must be more than one person who is flight trained on there. Like, I mean, I know they don't want to shoot the door because if they shoot the controls, then the plane could just go out of control. But do you not think that would have been a better solution? Because the president isn't getting held hostage.
Surely,
The president can get in his little orb, get in his pod, and just jet out. They can't, but you might think you want to save Air Force One, so
you would have thought so, yeah. It's really weird. I liked as well towards the end where we have the very classic fight scene between Snake Plissken and a guy about twice his size who doesn't say a single word. You know, that classic thing of a guy fighting against this massive dumb oaf who, as we found out before, this was one of Harry's questions.
Which I had to change after I realised
was called. Had the amazing name of Slag. This 6.5 foot tall, massive, really bulky guy with a really weird beard.
But I don't think the term slag exists in America, like especially at the time.
True. Yeah, this is the 80s as well. It's just hilarious.
So the fact that that's what he was called.
It's a really funny coincidence. Isn't it?
Cabby is my favourite character in this film.
That's fair, yeah.
It's the fact when he pulls up to save Snake, and he gets in and he's just casually talking to him while pouring a Molotov cocktail and then chucking it out the top of his taxi.
Oh, yeah. He just doesn't
No,
care, does he?
you can see him.
I love in that scene how so many times he says he's been driving that same cab for 30 years. I swear he says about 3 or 4 times. It's like, yeah, I think we get the idea.
That makes me think though. So did he live in New York before it became a prison, and then instantly went to prison somehow?
That's a good point. Do you reckon he couldn't stand to be separated from it, so he went out and killed someone? Was like, I want to go back.
Or did he get some deal where he could take his taxi in with him? Just take.
It's like one unconditional item you can take.
I'd like to take my
taxi, please. God, what a random thing to take.
I also thought that speaking about the cars, then when they drive that car around the seat, when Brains, Maggie, and Snake are in the car and they're driving to go to Duke's place to get the president. They're actually quite good scenes in the sets with the riots and stuff, with them like throwing all the stuff at the car.
Yeah,
I thought that was actually pretty well done. And then when he like reverses full pelt into the blockade, so he can like escape. I thought they were actually filmed really well, and it looked like all the bits where you see like big buildings, they look really convincing, and how that could be a city in New York, in Manhattan.
Yeah, it is. The set design is definitely really well done, isn't it?
Yeah.
I think that's definitely something to give it props for.
Something I never thought I'd see was Donald Pleasance wearing a girl's wig.
It was pretty funny, wasn't it?
I had to do a double take. I didn't think it was him. I thought they had some like just woman like just chained up, but no, it's just Donald Pleasance, and they've put a wig on it.
Thing is, he looked so physically defeated sat there. Like, not even acting, his face was just so like sad for himself.
Yeah.
It was hilarious.
I think my two favourite things about it was like the initial start of it, where you get to see this dystopian future and you don't really know what's going on.
Yep.
So everything seems like a bit strange, things like that. And then the ending, I really like the ending.
Where he switches the tape and walks away.
Yeah. I thought it was actually a really good like message. I mean, because John Carpenter tries to send quite some big messages with all his films, like really. But,
don't trust aliens or the church. Don't eat goo from a container. And what was the other one? Don't resuscitate someone because you might get your arms bitten off.
Obviously.
Really powerful messages, But
I think because he goes over and he asks the president, like the president asks what he wants, and he asks him to tell him, like, a lot of people died. How do you feel about that? And I think that must be when he switched the tapes, because I think he was trying to figure out whether the president actually felt sorry for what happened. So if the president went like, he looked traumatized and he was like, those people didn't deserve to die for me or whatever, I think he would have let him play that tape, because it was a tape, something to do with like nuclear fusion or something, wasn't it? I think it was going to be some big thing that was going to try and make peace between a lot of countries. But he didn't, so he switched it to one of Cavi's tapes, and that played instead. It was just music. So he says, I can't be there today, but I hope this helps, whatever. And he starts playing it, and it's just some jazz music, I think it was. And you can see it on his face, and then you just see Snake walking away, ripping the tape apart.
Yeah, it was.
Which I kind of guess shows like he went out through all that effort to get him out of this city, and he doesn't really repay him by anything. And there was good people in because Brains and Maggie and that died to get him out, and he's just like, Cabby. Nah, it's fine.
Yeah, literally everyone but Snake dies to get him out, and he's like, you know what, it's all right. Cheers, mate, but I don't really care. Even his own men at the start, they obviously died trying to help him.
Yeah, exactly.
But he has no issue.
I did like aside. Donald Pleasance in it though. I did think. I mean, he doesn't talk that much.
Oh, he played the role really well.
I mean, that is the thing. It's like most presidents, they're the most important person in the country, but like they're not like military trained or anything. Like, I know some of them, like especially older presidents, had been in the army. Like, I think even Joe Biden now. I think he served some time in the army. But it's not like, he's not some special forces person who can get himself out there and is really resourceful. It is like...
Well, that's what you think, I kind of feel like... we're getting in politics here. Maybe not. Joe Biden, I think he's got a facade going. He might actually be... He could be Snake Plissken.
I want to see the Donald Pleasance Rambo remake. Donald Pleasance just with an absolute machine gun, just mowing down enemies
Oh my god.
with a red bandana
Joe
on.
Biden and
Have a
Predator.
red bandana on. It'd be great.
Oh wait, no, even better. Just get cast Joe Biden instead of Arnold in the next Terminator film.
Yes.
Just have him walking around with a machine
Donald-
gun. That'd be hilarious.
I think Donald Pleasance is dead.
Oh, he probably is. He was pretty old in this. That's a shame. Rest in peace, Donald
Yes.
Pleasance.
Any
Poor
other
fella.
likes then? I don't think I have
Fella.
any others.
What am I on? He is very dead. He died in 1995.
He's very dead.
I mean, he died last millennia. 10 years, 11 years before both of us were born. That's mad.
God.
Right. One more thing. That I love how Snake seems to climb all 50 floors of the World Trade Center in 30 seconds of on-screen time.
Yeah. He's the fastest man at the sub. He goes, oh yeah, it's on the 50th floor. Because he goes to the bottom, but they all seem to go down it really fast as well. Because from the top.
It's hilarious.
No way.
Because surely with a limp, it would take him like almost an hour to walk that far. But no, he just zooms.
Like,
up
I'm not
super
gonna lie,
fast.
right? Even at a good,
great.
like, I mean, even if you're running up them stairs, it's gonna take you over 10 minutes.
Oh, it's going to take quite a while. Obviously, they'll cut it down for the fact if we don't want to watch 10 minutes of Snake running up the stairs.
You just watch a full.
But at the same time, it's pretty funny.
Of the, 99-minute run time, like 60 of them minutes were just Kurt Russell running up 50 flights of stairs with a limp.
Because it'd be even more. Because he'd have to come down the first time to then go up again and come back down at the end of the film. You've got 3/4 of big stairs.
It's gonna be a 4-hour film with 2.5 hours dedicated to him running up and down stairs.
Oh my god, that'd be terrible.
Yeah.
I don't think I've got much else left. No, I think
dislikes
that's about it, actually,
then.
for my likes. I disliked. What have I got here that's not the best? I love how his potential, what looked like the potential love interest in the chock full of nuts restaurant, is introduced and dies within the same minute she's introduced.
What was the point in that woman? I don't even think she added anything except
genuinely.
like, because she was like, "Oh, take me with you," was about to kiss him, and then got dragged under by the zombie type creep people.
Yeah, and then got eaten. So it's like, all right, you know what? Fair enough. It's like they thought, oh, should we? Because as we were talking about before, she was married to Kurt Russell at the time. So do you reckon he just went to John Carpenter? Oh, do you mind if we put my wife?
And
in
do you
the
mind
film
if
for a little bit? And he's like,
she gets brutally murdered?
Oh no, I like to think John Carpenter just went, yeah, we can put her in, but she's gonna die like instantly, you know. Just hope you know.
And he was like, yeah, fine.
Oh my god. Yeah, it's fine. Kill her off. I don't care.
I also noticed there was a few
gosh.
moments of editing in the film, which I thought were a bit weird. So the first one I noticed was when Donald Pleasance was put in the pod, and it feels like his lines dubbed over. So
Right,
so
I
he
didn't pick up on that,
walks
actually.
into the pod and the pod opens, and he says his line something like "God help you all," but you don't like. So you see, he starts saying it, and the shot's on something else. It's on like some buttons they're pressing. But then when it turns back to look at him, it doesn't even look like he's opening his mouth. So it looks like they've dubbed it over. I mean, they might not have. It might just be a bit of like synchronization issues, which still isn't that good. You know,
this is not the film.
you know, they're still not good.
Yeah.
Other shots where I thought the edit together was weirdly was when Snake is interrogating Brains in the library when he first meets him, and he's like putting the gun up to him and stuff.
Yeah.
When the shot was on, because I think they were filmed at 2 different times. Because when the shot was on Snake, you could hear like the buzzing of like some air conditioning or what, like, you know, something in the library, and like something, you know, was talking.
All right.
And then it switched. And the audio sounded different to then when they cut to Brains, you couldn't hear any of that buzzing, and he sounded totally different, like he was in a totally different place. So I wonder
really
if like, I don't know, like there's some sort of stunt double, like Kurt Russell couldn't be there, and they had to like film it. Dick Warlock was there. And they had to film it, so I don't know. It just felt really weird.
Right, yeah. That's fair. I can see how that'd be a problem as well. Kind of ruin the immersion a bit. I did put that there's a kind of a big overarching issue is that a lot of the time the acting and dialogue feels so painfully, I can't describe it, wooden almost. that I put that it almost felt like bad game.
It's very
dialogue.
much if they're not
like
trying.
when you're playing a game and it's just.
It's
shit,
very much if they're not trying
you know?
to dump some exposition. They're not really saying anything.
Exactly. Like the amount of times that Snake appears somewhere and everyone goes, "Oh, you're Snake Plissken," immediately. Which
No, it's like
I can kind of get. He's supposed to be a war hero. But
sorry if you've never played this. What's the one from Skyrim where it's like the NPC and it's like, "Hello, weary traveler. Are you going to like rest your head in my you know?" You know what I mean?
Yeah, just acting like Snake Plissken's like the chosen one of the world.
It never
everyone
explains it either. Because like pretty much what they say is,
not very
oh my
well.
God,
No.
Snake Plissken, I thought you were dead, and most of the time she goes, "I am," or like
Exactly.
you know,
Yeah. I am. I'm a dead man
No.
walking, baby. Watcha.
Witcher. Yeah, that's what he said.
No,
That's what he said.
Watcha. That's Snake Plissken's catchphrase. For anyone who hasn't watched the film, every 3 seconds what he does, he turns around, he's got his eye patch on, looks at the camera, and goes,
No, he turns
"Watcha."
around, lifts his eyebrow
he
that isn't
shoots a
under
guy.
the eye patch, and Witcher.
Yeah. Wait until the end when he he turns towards the camera, says, "That's all, folks." Pulls up his eye patch and winks with his missing eye.
What, like Nick Fury? Just like
Yeah, exactly.
no. Other thing
Oh
I
my
thought,
God.
which I think was mainly for like budget constraints, probably, is I think he throws. I don't. You know when he saves the president, like the initial saving in the train car, and he gets hit in the leg with the harpoon, or whatever.
Yeah.
Then he throws what I'm gonna say is a knife. I don't think it was at the other guy, and it hits him in the head.
It's some sort of spike, isn't it?
That looks so
Yeah.
bad. Like, not the thing being in his head. The thing being in his head looks fine. It's the way he throws it. It pauses, switches to the other shot, and then hits him in the head from like off camera.
It's almost like, again, like in a game where you shoot someone, it freezes and slow-mo's midair, and then it cuts really fast and just immediately hits them. It's like time slows the instant he throws the blade. But you don't see it. It just
and I know you can't have some like pristine shot. Like, well, you could have. No, actually, no. I scrapped that. There is definitely a way they could have filmed that shot where like they threw it into like a rubber head. Like the guy could have had a prosthetic on,
Surely.
and he's thrown something at it, and it's like a prosthetic, and it wouldn't go like, and made it look a lot better.
There must
although
have been a way
I
they
didn't
could have
make
done
this
that slightly
film,
better.
so
No way, you're not John
I'm not
Carpenter.
Dick Warlock. I wasn't on
mad.
the stunts. I wasn't on the stunts.
Oh, if only. Oh, I wish I could meet Dick Warlock one day.
Is he
Anyway,
not dead as well?
No, he's
Is he
actually still alive.
though?
Dick
You have to
Warlock.
meet him.
He's
If
alive.
anybody
and
can get us
kicking.
in touch
We
with
should
him.
have got him on as a guest.
Should have got him on as a guest.
Yes. Give us the give us the contacts for Dick
I
Warlock.
also
83 years old.
thought that Cabby's death was really sad for me. It made a lot more sense than Brains and Maggie's deaths.
Yeah.
So I guess
it
right.
did,
So
didn't it? That whole sequence was weird.
yeah, the bridge scene. I don't know what was going on. So he was giving him instructions, and it sounded like Snake just wasn't listening to him because
I don't
because
think
the
he
taxi
was.
got blown in half. Right. Somehow it got perfectly blown in half. That the two people in the back were fine, and Snake was untouched. But somehow Cabby died. But I mean,
that
you
made
know,
no sense,
I guess
did it? They're all fine. Snake, who sat next to Cabby's fine. Cabby just eviscerated. Like he did not survive at all.
So then Brains is going, it's the left, and he's running on the left, right?
Yep.
He then gets blown up.
Really badly as well.
The thing I don't understand about that is so
chunks.
the map is clearly wrong. If he's so either the map's clearly wrong, and he should be running on the right. But that means Snake and everyone else isn't listening to him, and they're all running on the right.
Imagine that if they'd all gone the right or the wrong way. It just runs in all three of them get blown
or
up in the film.
Brains is looking at the map wrong, and he's actually running on the right, which he isn't. But I don't understand.
The super
Like
smart guy.
he looks at it and thinks he's running on the
weird,
left,
isn't
but
it?
he's actually running on the right. But the overarching thing is they're not listening to him. He gets blown up.
No.
I don't.
Yeah, the guy who's supposed to be super smart and he's relying on him to help get the president out.
So then Maggie's death, right? Totally not needed.
That was so bad, wasn't
I mean,
it?
like, okay, the blood and stuff when it shows the close with her being dead looks good. I think like the effect for it,
Her
yeah,
dead
that looks
body,
good.
yeah.
And even her getting hit by the car kind of looks all right, like because you see her get hit. It's not like the knife one where like you actually see
Look at her.
get walloped by this car.
That was
You know,
actually how
yeah,
she died.
yeah,
You know?
really. But I didn't really
Sacrificed.
get the idea in the end. I know. So the Duke had given Maggie to Brains to like keep him
Yeah.
entertained, as I think that was the line or something like that. I can't remember what it was. Something that Cabby said.
Something like that. Yeah.
But
It was a really
she must
weird
have
thing.
seen. They must have grown close together and actually like had a proper bond. But also,
Yeah.
although she had some sort of like amazing aim earlier on in the film when she hit those three guys in the head like simultaneously,
Exactly. Yeah.
why would you even try to shoot the
She kind of
Duke
hit
in
a
a
shot to
moving
save
car
life.
with them going straight towards you? Why don't you just run away? And then like because he didn't have a gun then, Snake didn't have a gun. Like
No.
like
Give Snake the
why
gun.
would you just not follow
Literally.
Snake? Because you know what you're gonna do? You're gonna get out and you can live on and remember Brain's sacrifice for you or whatever. Why just
That's where I thought it was
yeah?
going,
Why just
but it
why?
just didn't happen, did
Because
it?
I thought oh Cabby's dead. That's what he said. Oh Brain's really sad. Why? Well, Brain that wasn't really sad. It was pretty dumb. Maggie dies.
was
Why does
quite
Maggie
funny,
die?
actually.
That it wasn't needed.
Yeah. It was, to be fair, even the shots where it went in slow motion, I just felt were so
Yeah.
painfully boring. There was no tension
It's
really
like
there.
then I thought it was.
And I think the fact she doesn't hit a single shot makes it even worse. Like she shoots maybe 6 times at this car driving directly towards her.
In a straight
and
line.
seems to miss every
The
single
pistol
shot.
also has a
Yeah,
scope on it, by the
it's not
way.
even.
So she's got like a clearer
Yeah,
line
so
of
she could
sight.
probably aim, but no, she hits
Other
no
thing
shot.
was what you know when Donald Pleasance just went maniac with that machine gun. What?
Yeah, he snapped.
I think that's what made
Like-
I think that's what made Kurt Russell's character Snake like be a bit like suspicious. You know, like is he actually that nice?
yeah.
Because he was very much like weak and not wanting to do much. But then as soon as you were in safety, he was like, you know,
Yeah.
he's all fine and he's gonna shoot this guy up.
Exactly, yeah.
And
Donald
other thing,
Pleasance,
is this
well,
just
the
me? So this is a bit
president.
of a continuity thing I picked up, and I might be totally wrong. When he had them like
Alright.
exploding capsules injected into him, I swear that the doctor said to him that you have to get back here with at least 15 minutes to spare. So
They
he
did,
said
yeah.
something along the lines of
I think it might have been within the
last
15
15 minutes. Well,
thinking
no, but I
about it.
swear it was like
Which he
I
does
know,
make.
but I thought it was you have to get back here before 15 minutes, otherwise they'd have like dissolved
Yeah.
too far into your bloodstream or whatever. Because they
That's
get
what I
rid
thought
of
it
them
was
with
as well at
X-rays.
first,
If he
I'll be
said
honest.
because they could have get rid of them with any time with X-rays, you'd think, unless it was they have to dissolve so much you can get rid of them with X-rays. I don't know.
Yeah.
That wasn't too clear to me. So either that's just me not listening, or it's
No,
me
that's fair.
thinking that they've kind of because obviously what they wanted like the finish at the end, like the oh my god 1 second, but you know.
They wanted that really close call. No, I think you're definitely right. I had the similar thing. Though they made it seem like he needs to get back with 15 minutes
Yeah.
left. But then he gets back and he's got what, maybe I think it's
Yeah,
like a minute
exactly.
30?
Yeah.
Something like that. Bit of a random choice.
Yeah.
I think that's about
Yeah, I think
it for me.
yeah,
actually.
it was a solid film for most parts, but it felt like because of the dialogue it dragged at points. And I know it's trying to be more it's trying to be like more of like an elevated action film, I think, because of like the kind of
Yeah.
more message and dystopian thing. Like it put a lot more story into something like you know, like other films
Yeah.
where the mission is to save the president. It's not like a load of just action. It's very much based on
No.
it is very much based on the fact that these people are all criminals and they've built a society. Other than like more, it's not just this guy needs to go in and get the president out. You know what I mean?
Yeah, there was more focus on story most of the time than it did feel like
Which I
there
think
was on
is
action.
good.
Like there was very few.
But
yeah.
they needed to find a balance.
At the same time, there wasn't. Yeah, and when there was action scenes, a lot of them felt a little bit, not really consequential. Aside from that last
Yeah.
one, and like again, the scene where you've got Snake and Slag fighting in the
Snake and
ring.
Slag.
It's such a boring fight scene.
Yeah.
Because they're just hitting each other with the clubs
Yeah.
in the shield or like little trash
Yeah.
can shield for about a minute.
And then what does
you
he?
know?
Then he like
And then
slides
Snake
under and
kills
then
him,
just
it's like,
hits
"Oh,
him from the back.
Nice. Yeah, and
He just
that's
keels
another
Oliver.
really bad part of editing because there's a pause where it switches to the shot of sort of Slag from the front as you see the bat hit his head, but there's a good like second of pause, then the bat hits him. It's such a
Yeah.
weird thing. Man,
So ratings then.
right. Ratings then. So yeah, like Harry's put pretty well, is that it's an all right film. It's not great. It's not bad. It had some good points, had some bad points. It's very much. It is just a decent film. It's nothing like I didn't find myself super engaged or found it like, oh wow, this is awesome. I really love watching this. So I've just given it a straight 5.
You're getting a straight 5. Yeah, I agree
Straight
with that.
5.
I give it the exact same rating at a straight 5. Because
Which
a
puts it
5,
at
funnily enough.
whoa.
No, I do think it was
Mad how that works, isn't it?
very much. I thought it was at the beginning kind of gave me high hopes for it because it seemed like it was going to be something a bit more. But then I think it dragged. I mean, it's not even. It's hard to say it dragged when the film was an hour and 39 minutes. But I think it's because they didn't actually pack that much into the time.
No. And the fact that you can feel like a film that was an hour and a half long dragged kind of says enough,
that's
you know?
true. I know what you mean. So a 5. 1981, Escape from New York. Questions.
Questions.
Quite a lot of questions.
Questions.
Maybe too many.
I think it was only 3.
Maybe too many.
Questions.
We don't need any more.
Just keep saying it throughout the whole segment.
Yeah, just after everything. So, one question is right. Question section.
Just preface this with we might this segment might be cut at some point because we have no one to check. We've not got the same questions as we're doing it remotely. Questions.
Right.
So this might go
you
smoothly.
Could do question
it
one
might not. Right. Question number 1. So, obviously, we've talked quite a lot about how the actual set of the city was pretty detailed and quite well done, actually. And this city set was reused in another film. And it's a film that we know. What film was it?
So by are you trying to say we've done it on this podcast?
Perhaps it might be a film we've talked about doing, or it might be a film we've already done.
Oh no, I don't.
Take it as you will.
My phone down, so I'm not googling anything. I can't see that with you. You don't have a camera.
No, right now I've actually got 5 different monitors up with answers to any question.
I'm trying to think. So if it is one we've done on the podcast, I'm trying to think of which one's been like set in a kind of city.
Or could be doing.
Or could. Oh no! Don't do that to me.
To throw a spanner into the works.
I can't actually remember what the films we have done now. Like, I'm trying to go through them all.
It's obviously raised.
Actually, no. Actually, it could be this. I can't think of many others because a lot of them we don't have many set in cities that we've done. And I'm gonna go with the fact that we've done them.
That is true, yeah. Okay.
I'm gonna go before I just no. I can't in that one. That's not. I'm gonna go Brazil.
No. You're wrong, but you're very, very close.
Oh no!
It was actually reused for Blade
Runner.
Really?
Yeah. Well, I was thinking more Brazil because
it is the city. Trivia.
Like it's more of a city.
Yeah.
I mean, I guess
it would make sense, you know.
Oh.
And those scenes where you've got Sam Lowry dreaming and there's those weird things attacking him do look like there could be parts of this.
God, I guess I was one episode off.
Yeah, like when you said Burr, I was like, oh wait, he might have actually gotten it, and I was like, oh,
that's really the only other one I was thinking of, and I was thinking, nah, I think it'll be Brazil.
True, yeah.
Okay.
The 2 other dystopians we've done.
Right. Question 1, Alfie.
Yes,
what street?
I'm ready for question 1.
Does Brains tell Snake?
This isn't gonna
why?
Work.
Okay, what?
Because I've no idea.
Okay, what street does Brains tell Snake to drive down to get ahead of Duke?
I have absolutely no idea.
He specifically mentions it.
I was not paying attention. Is it like just a standard American name? If I guess, am I going to get anyone near it?
It's not just like any old street. I can't really get anything.
It's any old
Yeah,
street.
no, I mean, never mind.
That's the name.
It's
No.
50 Grove, Manhattan Street. No, it's not. What's your guess?
Washington Street. I have no idea.
I mean, you were going American there, weren't you? No, it's
I was, yeah.
Broadway.
Oh,
So it's
now
like
I
an
get what you mean.
iconic street, but I wasn't going to say that because.
True, yeah, because it was kind
Okay,
of.
then Alfie, question 2.
Right, surely this one. It's one of the ones where, after reading it, it was kind of a bad question to put in because it's a bit obvious.
Okay. I'm gonna get it wrong,
So-
aren't
No, you. If you get this
I?
wrong,
I will get it wrong.
I'll genuinely be.
No,
really
I'm gonna get it wrong. I'm
disappointed.
gonna get it wrong.
So, no, you right. You'll see what I mean. So, Donald Pleasance, as we talked about, plays the prison in the film, and he's held captive for quite a lot of it. And he previously, during the war, was held as a prisoner of war, which he used as experience for this role. Was he actually held as a prisoner of war, though?
Oh, you mean Donald Pleasance? Was he actually?
Was Donald Pleasance actually held as a prisoner of war?
Have we talked about this? Is this why you want me to get it?
I'm not even going to give you hints.
Well, no,
I'll be
because
honest.
I'm trying to think. Because he's old enough. Or is he? No, he's not. He won't have. Try to think. No, because he died 10 years later. So he must have been old enough to be held as a prisoner. I don't know what's going on here.
Come on.
I'm gonna go
please.
yes.
Yes, thank God. It was one of those questions like it's too ridiculous to be made up.
I know, but yes. Wait. Is that like my first point in like 50 episodes? I don't think.
That is your first point in probably about 3 episodes running. Current scores are 46 to 25 and an 8. Just to keep the continuity going. That's how we're doing at the moment.
Okay.
You're actually, oh my God, you're 7 full episodes of points behind.
So literally, I'd have to get all the questions right from like here until what, December.
Something like that, yeah.
Okay, then Alfie.
Oh my
Question
God,
2 for
right.
you. What is the glider that Snake takes into Manhattan called?
I've just got it. Oh my God. I don't even. These are terrible. I've paid nowhere near enough attention to this film because all I've got down in my notes is referring to it as glider.
I mean,
Look, glider falling off building looked ass.
well, the glider when they did the
literally that's
shots
all
of it
I've
going
got.
through the city looked ass.
Glide. Oh man. I can't even guess.
It was mentioned multiple
Literally.
times by Hawk.
Don't say that because that makes me feel like I've just missed some
No, I mean,
blatantly
it's not-
obvious.
It's not a memorable thing.
No, I have no idea.
It was called
What was it?
Gullfire.
Gullfire. Was that mentioned when they were talking about his military
I'm fairly sure it
things?
was because that's the plane he was using.
Right, okay. Yeah, no, I wouldn't have
or the
got that.
glider he was using. All right, then Alfie.
This is
Final
going very
question. See if I can get 2. Oh,
Oh, two more. That won't have happened for a very
no,
long
probably
time.
like 8 episodes at least.
Right then. So, last question. At the start of the film, obviously when how much forgot his name? Snake Plissken leaves the glider on the top of the World Trade
Yep.
Center. What are you laughing at?
Nothing.
What's his name? Snake Plissken. Anyway.
Get on with the question. Get on with the question.
He has to confirm that he's gotten there by pressing a button on his tracer watch. What
Oh,
time
no.
did the tracer watch read?
Oh fuck. So when he
Snake Plissken.
clicked the tracer time,
Yeah, it read and said tracer confirmed that time. Didn't actually say time. It said a time. But I
gonna
won't tell you
go-
the time.
as in like how much time he had left. Like, okay, so
Yeah.
I'm gonna go.
It's got an hour, a minute, and a second. By the
Yeah,
way,
I'm not gonna get the second one.
just so you know. I think if you get it mostly right,
There's
if you
2
don't
ones
get
I've
the
got in my
second
head
right,
because I
then no
remember him
problem.
looking at it once, but I can't remember if he looked at it before that. That's the only thing.
Mhm.
So I'm gonna go 18 hours, 3 minutes, and 52 seconds.
I mean, you're not too far off, but it's still a decent.
Is it 19
chunk.
hours?
It was 20 hours, 17 minutes.
Yeah, so I think I'm
seconds.
thinking of the second time he looks at it after he there is one where I think it says 18 hours. I think it's when he cuts down. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not too bothered about that one.
Okay. Right. Sorry. If that's which I think it was. If that's right, it took him 2 hours to get down.
Oh
to the
yeah.
World
It took
Trade
him like a
Center
good
in
hour
LA.
and 45 minutes to get to the crash
But then
site.
took him an hour to get up. It took him less than an hour to get up on the stairs. Right. Jesus.
Okay.
He should have taken the stairs.
Final question, Alfie.
Can't
If
wait
you
for
don't
this
get
one.
this right, I've actually won this week.
You actually have.
So
Yeah.
no pressure.
I feel like you're gonna.
I don't think I will, because this is the. I think this is the. Oh no, it wasn't. No, it wasn't. What is the reason Snake gives for not killing Hawk at the end of the film?
Oh, he's too tired. Isn't
He's
he?
indeed too tired.
He goes, "I'm too tired.
Yeah.
Maybe later."
There was another variation of that question I was going to ask. Or my other version of the question was going to be, what does he ask the president for?
I so badly wanted to say blowjob just then, but that would be really uncalled for. Oh wait, I said it accidentally. What a
Yeah,
shame.
he asks the president for a moment of his time. Yeah.
Yeah. Wink, wink,
Wink,
nudge,
wink,
nudge.
nudge, yeah. Tape switching.
Can I have a moment of
Yeah.
your time, Mr. President?
So I
Back
guess
over in
then
the Air
last
Force
question
control
for both
room.
was, how relevant do you
I'll
think
let
this
you
is?
grab my... No, I...
What the Alfie? Bit far.
Oh, sorry, I changed the end
How
of that film so
how
badly
relevant is
there.
the film, Alfie?
God, this remote recording has become way too chaotic. I don't know, just breaking the fourth wall for a minute here. This section's already at 11 minutes. This is going to be a super long
Whatever.
episode. This is, I mean, it's fairly relevant. We've got a sequel, Escape from LA.
15 years
made
later.
a whole 15 years
Same
later.
director,
So
though.
there was definitely
John
still...
Carpenter still made
Yeah.
it.
There was definitely still interest there for another film.
And-
obviously, as you
And,
talked
don't know if you
about-
know,
yeah, oh,
they're making a new one.
what?
But, I think they were. So it was quite a few years ago that the rights were bought
Alright.
to make a third one. And I think it was said it was going to
Okay.
be a remake. But then the directors,
Right.
Radio Silence, who have made the last two Scream films, have said that it's going to be a sequel. Or at least, like, it's not going to
Okay.
be a total copy of the first one.
Do you reckon it's going to be like Blade Runner 2049, where you have an older Kurt Russell coming in to play like Snake Plissken again? In which case, please put him in
Maybe,
an
I
action
don't-
sequence so Dick Warlock can dust off his.
I think
his
it's
coat
been-
and come
yeah,
back into the stunt
Well,
scene.
Kurt Russell, he's actually... he probably could do it. Like, he could probably play some sort of part. He's not like...
True,
he's not
but
like
then
90.
I'm sad that we won't get Dick Warlock because Dick Warlock's really old. He's like 80.
Yeah, well, I mean...
Kurt Russell's only 70.
Yeah.
I'm going to boycott the film if Dick Warlock.
No, I think it's pretty relevant.
Anyway.
And,
Yeah, I'd say it was too.
yeah, like, I think a lot of people must like it. And the second one I don't think is as well received, but it was still made, so...
I mean, for all we've rated it fairly low, it's still got like a 7 and something on IMDb.
Yeah, so-
it is seen as a pretty classic film.
Yeah.
You know.
Oh, well, yeah, that was how relevant that Kurt Russell
was
/
how relevant.
mainly Dick Warlock film was.
How relevant Snake Plissken is in 2023. Thanks for listening. And that's it for episode 27.
No. 8.
28.
28.
Sorry, I'm really thrown off by this.
Yeah, that's episode 28
I can just
of
see how
the
that's
80s Cinema Club. We hope you've enjoyed.
It is, yeah.
As again, we do apologise
We've enjoyed.
if this remote recording style sounds a bit weird. We are recording this on Saturday the 23rd, and this episode will be coming out tomorrow on Sunday the 24th because we had no other time.
Saturday.
Well, we
third,
didn't.
and
Yeah, we
it's
didn't
gonna
really
release tomorrow and Sunday. Yeah, we didn't really have any.
time, and we needed to do it like this to try.
Yeah,
and
we didn't really have
practice
any
for
time.
an upcoming project. Let's just say that. But yes.
Yeah, an upcoming guest episode in not too long.
Well,
I'm purposely trying to make like a really big delay here, and it's not working at all.
no. So thank you for watching this
Oh, God.
episode. We hope you've enjoyed. It is a really long episode if you've got to the end.
We have, yeah. God, it is. It's got to be such a.
You're obviously
For an episode we gave a 5.
yeah, I know.
Like
You're obviously listening to this, but you can find the podcast on Spotify, Apple Podcasts, Google Podcasts, Amazon, and Audible,
Amazon,
Good Pods,
web browser,
most podcast,
Podbean.
most podcast apps should have it. If not, please get in touch with us on our socials, which are Instagram, Facebook, TikTok, Twitter /X,
Twitter.
Twitter. Yeah. What else? We have YouTube,
Facebook, Instagram. We have YouTube.
Yeah,
All the episodes are up
all
there
of
now.
our ats on them are at 80s Cinema Club. You'll be able to find us. Please check out the skits we put out on TikTok. I mean, we put it out on all of them, but mainly TikTok and Instagram.
We put it on Instagram as well.
We have fun making those. I'm sure my media studies teacher is proud. Probably not. Sorry, Matt, if you're listening.
Oh my god. Another podcast host at 100 Horrors, which kind of brings us into a nice segue of what's going to come the next
so the next episode we shall be releasing is A Nightmare on Elm Street, which will kick off our month of scary films or Halloween films or horror films, really. So I think
we've got the what film is it that's in there? Was that one really scary one? Damn, I can't remember it. It's
a really scary one.
Jesus, I can't remember it. One second, let me Google it while you.
Yes, so we have about 5 episodes coming out in October, all of which will be a different horror film. That I feel like Alfie's gonna jump scare me. There's some part of me that thinks I'm about to be jump scared.
No, sorry, I'm trying to figure out what the film was called.
No,
like it's on the tip of my tongue.
What is it?
Oh, that's it. Sorry. Scooby-Doo and the Ghost and the Ghoul School. That's it that got me. It really frightened me as a kid. Like,
sadly that didn't come out in the 80s. Did that come out in the 80s? No, I don't think it did.
Right, honestly, it did, yeah. 1988. I just searched up animated 80s films and was trying to find one that sounded scary.
We didn't have that down on the list, but we do have 5 fairly scary, horror-y films to come up, and we hope you enjoy. So, I mean,
should we tell them you told them about the next one?
Yeah.
Let's get
Nightmare on Elm Street is the next one. Yes, we have multiple films coming out then, so we hope you enjoy that, and we hope you enjoyed this episode. I keep rambling on, I don't know why. We're going to go now so I can go edit this pain.
Oh my god, 50 minutes long. What else? I feel like there was something else. Oh, we need to ask them to send a picture.
No, we
don't. We do. So far we've had 2 pictures of someone's dogs.
A picture of potato.
And not their feet.
What?
Not their feet. Their dogs. Because I said the dogs.
Nobody.
Sorry about that.
Right. Someone sent a photo of a potato like we asked for last week.
What could we ask for this time?
A picture of New York.
We asked about.
I don't care.
A lot of our
I don't care. I don't care. We need to end this.
Send us a picture of your best suit or dress.
Why?
Or favourite item of clothing. You know, if you have.
You get bonus points.
I was gonna say
if it's something to do,
but that's probably not great.
You get
Harry's face.
Bonus points if it's an 80s themed item of clothing. Thank you for listening. We're going to go now. Be? Alfie, shut up. Say bye. Alfie, say bye. Goodbye. I'm ending it. Thanks for listening.
Goodbye.
How long was that?